Hello. This video is what I think about Project Camelot. I think my YouTube subscriber EMF 1111 wanted me to do a thing about what I think about Project Camelot. I'm not totally sure if that was him, but Project Camelot. What I think about Project Camelot. Project Camelot is like one of my favorite YouTube videos channels. I love Project Camelot. They have like 25,000 subscribers, and what they do is they interview whistleblowers, people from the black operations, from like the black government, like the Illuminati and the whoopsie schnitzy, Area 51 and UFO contactees, alien contactees and stuff. Some notable people who I watched, and I've actually done videos, whole video series on people who I've seen on Project Camelot. Anna Hayes, Anna Dean, I did like a 17-part series on her, where she talks about the whole entire history of all the evil aliens and the space battles and stuff from like hundreds of billions of years ago, carryovers from other universes. Who else? David Wilcock was interviewed by them, and then I did a video series about him, talking about all the stuff that he knew about, like the scientific experiments proving, the field, kind of like that book from Lynn McTaggart, the Field, which is the next book I'm going to read, which is a long time coming. And then Dan Burish, I did a video series on Dan Burish. They interviewed him. Alex Collier, they interviewed him. And then he has a bunch of different like speeches. Alex Collier is out there doing his thing for a long time. Yeah. Who else? They interview some like little kid who's a Russian kid who's like 11, and he remembers his past life on Mars. I didn't actually watch the entire one and pay attention to it because he was kind of like he was speaking too slowly. But I should definitely record it and listen to that. My computer's been acting really fucking slow, and I only have one computer now, and so it's kind of hard to record that stuff and listen to it. But yeah. And then he does John Lear, who's friends with well, he's the son of the guy who made the Learjet, and he grew up. He lives in like Las Vegas, so he knows all the people who are into UFOs, and he has all sorts of like cool secrets and stuff about like UFOs and black ops and stuff. He's friends with just drew a blank. The dude who was assigned to back engineer a UFO for 4 days, and so he told the story to him and stuff. And I don't know. I don't think he was interviewed on Project Camelot though. If the name pops into my head, I'll mention it. They did Stephen Greer. That was actually the only one that I commented on. I commented on like you guys are too hard on Stephen Greer, because they seem really confrontational with Stephen Greer. Like Stephen Greer was saying all sorts of crazy stuff, like how there's like they have technology to like well, there's free energy technology that they suppress, and they have technology that like can like activate zombies or something, or like cloning or something. But anyways, they attacked him. They're like, what? Don't just to say stuff like you think you know it. But it's like what? Like they've interviewed other people say way more crazy stuff, and they didn't like tell them that they were full of shit. So that kind of pissed me off, and a bunch of other people too. But anyways, Bill Ryan was like, no, but other people said that they liked us being confrontational with him, so I don't know. But I like Stephen Greer. No, but anyways, I do like the way that they interview. And for the first kinds of ones they do is mainly Carrie Cassidy, who's the woman, and she does most of the talking, but then her like boyfriend or husband or whatever, Bill Ryan, he does some talking too. He's this English dude, and then like there's one video where Bill Ryan talks about his experiences and like why he got into aliens, but lately it's just been Carrie Cassidy. I like the way that both of them interview, and Carrie Cassidy mostly interviews, but I like the way she interviews, where she just lets the person talk and just believes them, and then takes them really seriously, and then like remembers all of the other stuff that other like contactees and black ops people talk about, and so then cross references and cross checks and and tries to bring it all together. And I like that. I definitely like that in it. And I think they're even creating they're responsible not just for making videos, but creating a community for all of these, ex MJ12 Illuminati, like secret super soldiers and contactees and stuff to like have conferences. I think they created an Awake and Aware conference. I don't know where that was, but where all those people got together and they all hung out with each other and like, cross-check their notes and stuff, and that's really cool. And because it does make it bring the validity a lot up. And they all seem to like agree with each other and believe each other, and kind of, so yeah, I mean, definitely pumps up the validity to what they're saying and helps them figure out what's going on, because most of these these people they interview, they're just soldiers, they're minions. There's this one that she did, well, who are the other ones that she's done? There's this guy called Dr. Bill Deagle, and I could only watch like a couple minutes of him, but I guess other people believe him and stuff. But he was just like, yeah, I'm direct descendant of Moses, and he's all talking all this stuff, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, the Illuminati put a hole in my son's heart, and they said he was gonna die, but then there was a miracle, and then his heart came together, and it was just too much for me to handle, so I didn't watch the rest of that. Maybe I'll watch it again. But they even did Eric von Daniken for a little bit in Switzerland, and then they do this like crystal child, an indigo girl, a young girl, like 20 years old, named Jessica Mystic, and she was talking about just experiences of being, a New Ager kid, and that was good. That was good because she's hot. And then who else? The one that I just saw recently was Aaron McCallum. Oh, and they also did another super soldier named Duncan O'Finian, who's a super soldier, but he said some wacky stuff. But like how when he gets angry, he grows. Like he's 5'8". When he's angry, he grows up to like 6'2" or something like that. It's like one of the side effects of being a super soldier. But he's like really strong. Like he can bench press like 500 pounds when he's like in that altered mindset and stuff. And but I mean, I believe Duncan O'Finian. I don't know if I believe that other stuff. Maybe it's just hallucinations that they gave him. But that was a long time ago that I actually watched the Duncan O'Finian article or interview. He was interviewed by Jesse Ventura in his conspiracy TV show. And I actually commented on that video, and then Duncan O'Finian like sent me an email. He's like, yeah, check out this link, man. It's more to believe. But yeah, the one that I just saw recently was Aaron McCallum, and he's this like 32-year-old guy. He's the second youngest person I guess the third youngest if you're going to include that little Russian kid. No, but then there's Gary McKinnon. They did Gary McKinnon, who's this English kid who's like who hacked into the he was from England, and he hacked into the U.S. somehow, being a computer nerd, the U.S. top secret like files on UFOs, and so he just told stories about what he saw, and I think he printed up and stuff, and it was like, yeah, like all the spaceships that the government harbors, and stories of like projects having to do with spaceships, and totally like busted them. I should check WikiLeaks and see if he brought it. He submitted any of that to them, but I'll watch again. But anyways, America, basically admitted that he found the real stuff, because then they want to extradite him and bust him. And like, no, he's got all these like celebrities who are like on his side, like trying to keep him from getting extradited and stuff. And so they interviewed his mother too, because he was like talking about all of the what's going on, trying to get him extradited and arrested for finding that stuff. So yeah, I should listen to that interview again, because I don't remember any of the details. It was a long time ago. Yeah, and you know what? I think from now on, when I watch a video about somebody on Project Camelot, I'm gonna do a video on it right after when I remember it and talk about it, because I think that's cool. A lot of people like my subscribers like to watch that kind of stuff. But yeah, the one that I saw just recently was Aaron McCallum, and he's this like super soldier, and I think he said he worked with Duncan O'Finian. But yeah, he was in charge of like, and they even interviewed like another super soldier, but who was like in charge of killing people. But this guy Aaron McCallum, yeah, he was in charge of like all sorts of different kind of black ops, but he was like in charge of like, yeah, like killing people and abducting people who like went rogue and wanted to like become spill the beans and stuff. And yeah, and they're talking about like, you know, they were doing all these sorts of different like jobs and stuff for him, so he could remember all sorts of different stuff that they were doing. And like he used a tool to abduct people where he would like smear even just a little bit of like this fluid on their skin, and if it touch him, he could hypnotize them into like following him, and then they could interview or talk to the person or whatever, and then when they wake up, they'd like pass out and wake up and they wouldn't remember anything. And he said that he knew about avatar type technology, where there are these like they grow these bodies like maybe in vitro, you know, like clones, kind of like that movie 6 Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and but there's no like soul in them. They're just these bodies. It's like Avatar, and then you can, with technology, you can put somebody else's mind into those bodies, and like carry out like, you know, special ops operations that way, where aliens can walk around in human bodies that way, and not be hidden, and just weird shit. Yeah, and he was talking about how like, there's some kind of like black hole, like wormhole underneath the water in the Gulf of like Aden, which is down there like near, you know, the Persian Gulf, and where people can warp drive in and out from this planet to others, and that the government's working on like cloning projects, where they would like, or like hybridization projects where they make like half human, half dolphin. And the Panamanian monster, if you can like Google it, is like a real like failed experiment with a half human and a half dolphin, you know. And we can do that kind of stuff. We all know we can clone stuff, so we can make split clones, and kind of like what they were doing in the days of Atlantis, where they're creating unicorns and centaurs and minotaurs and pegasuses and fucking all sorts of crazy ass shit back in the day. And you know, maybe even that's how they made the pig. Pig's like half dog, half human, you know. That's why they want to eat the pig, because they're afraid that you're being a cannibal. But yeah, he said that he's kind of like that. Like he may be like that, because he doesn't get cold. He doesn't get hot. There's a scar on his head, and he thought maybe it was surgery done on him before he was born, and his parents don't remember anything about him. They don't remember when he was born. They don't remember details about his childhood. They mix up stories about his childhood and his brother and sister, and his brother and sister are also in black ops, and his brother was like diagnosed with autism when he was a kid, but he's like really smart now. And so he said like autistic kids are like you know, like aliens in human bodies, and they may be like created that way by help of the pharmaceutical industry to deliberately fuck up the chromosome count in your brain, so that your body could be more adapted to accepting the soul of an alien. So that kind of, but he had contact with all sorts of different aliens. Like he knew what the Syrians looked like. He said the Syrians were like short. Well, some of them were short, some of them were tall, like blue colored people, and he just saw them in the distance off in like the you know, the complex. And Syrians are supposed to be the good guys, so you know, maybe good aliens are working. You know, with our black government, just trying to help, just working with the black government, with advice of the black government, trying to figure out how to go about introducing more alien DNA and more alien souls onto the earth, and kind of turning the earth into an alien country, into an alien planet, a planet that houses aliens, so that people generally here can change the kind of population that's here, so people here can basically get used to the idea of aliens being out there, so that the aliens can land and we can become a true intergalactic planet. So yeah, it's kind of brings up lots of questions. Yeah, but I like how Project Camelot does their thing, and I'm going to watch more videos. They have all sorts of other videos that I haven't seen. I think they have like 147 different uploads. So, yeah, go Project Camelot. They're heroes for sure. And they have really long videos. They're like 2 hours long. They got like a director's account like a long time ago when they were still giving them out. And jumped ahead on that, man. I wish I had done that, so I don't have to like fucking split up videos all the time. So that's that. Go check out, and their channel is Jag Bodhi, like Jag Bodhi. Okay, ciao.